Good morning, South. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance with the varsity It's Academic team.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll hear more from the team later in the show. Good morning once again, and welcome to the Falcon Report for this Friday, the 24th of April, day 3. I'm Arvin Gottrach.
And I'm Zoe Weiner. On Wednesday, It's Academic took home a win at the annual Regional Quiz Bowl tournament. Anthony Valello was on the scene.
I'm here at Plainview Old Bethpage, where South's varsity It's Academic team just won second place in the Long Island Championship. After an incredible season, both It's Academic teams were off to finals, with varsity boasting an undefeated streak of 5 consecutive wins. The preliminary rounds saw the building of momentum that would last the whole night, with mounting excitement as they racked up points and dominated the competition. The pressure was on in the post-dinner bracket, where both JV and varsity fought tooth and nail to reach the next game.
Succeeding Joseph Smith.
Brigham Young.
Yes.
Varsity quarterfinals and semifinals were complete with lightning-fast buzzers, synergistic collaboration, and answers plucked from thin air.
That was a hell of a comeback, by the way.
The intensity of the final round was palpable, as players stared down the clock and their opponents, firing at all neurons. In the end, varsity took home the second-place trophy, with Mr. Ross Lipsky and Miss Laura Pokorny looking on in pride.
I'm joined now with South's varsity It's Academic team, who have just placed second in Long Island Regionals this year. So, can you guys tell me how it feels to win this?
Feels so great, and I'm so proud of all my teammates, and I'm honored to be a part of this team.
You know, I'm so proud to finally win a trophy here with the It's Ac team. I'm sad to leave soon, but I'm proud that we finally got to win.
Absolutely amazing. I can't believe we got this far, but honestly I can, because these guys are really smart.
I salute our dedication, effort, and perseverance. I'm so proud of all the practice and everything we put in to get this win.
It's bittersweet that this is our last competition, but I'm so proud of everyone. Shout out to Ms. Pokorny for being the most incredible reader and support that we've had.
And is there anything else you guys would like to say?
Defer.
Join It's Ac, it's so much fun.
For the Falcon Report, I'm Anthony Balello.
Just last Thursday, the Life Skills Department hosted their annual Spring Fling. Odalie Velasquez can tell us all about the festivities.
I'm here at the Spring Fling with my friends and I'm having a good time. The event began at 3:30 and guests walked in and they saw various spring-themed decorations, music played throughout the dance, and students both make and got temporary tattoos or had bracelets made by student volunteers. The main event of the Spring Fling began with student karaoke performance that includes selection of pop, ballads, and rap. After all the guests sang, they took pictures at the photo booth and ballooned archway while food was served in the form of pizza and snacks. The Spring Fling was a vibrant celebration that was perfect for the ongoing warm weather.
Last Friday, the National Honor Society joined forces once again with the New York Blood Center to host South's second blood drive of the year. Appointments were open to students aged 16 and above and teachers who made them beforehand. They first checked in with student volunteers from NHS and then completed a questionnaire about their medical history. Afterwards, the donors' iron levels were checked by the workers from the New York Blood Center to confirm eligibility before they chose to donate either whole blood or red blood cells. Then, phlebotomists collected a pint of blood from each donor, who had access to an array of snacks and drinks as both a reward and also energy fuel for the rest of the school day. The second blood drive of the year was a successful way for students and teachers alike to do a good deed.
When the Falcon Report returns, we'll talk much more about field trips to the city, but first, a bird's eye view of last week's double rainbow over South's softball field. The Falcon Report will be right back.
Ethan edits.
Right! Let's do this thing! Hey, my name is Vault, and my absolute favorite thing in the world is Beyblade!
The Earth belongs to us all, or rather, we belong to the Earth, and it's our job to take care of it. Through community involvement and collective action, we can grow from the soil and reach for the stars. The future of the planet impacts everyone, and sustainability depends on us. So let's come together to make our world a better place.
Have you seen my pencil case?
No. Why?
It's because I lost it like 2 days ago and I can't find it.
Well, have you checked the lost and found?
No, but we should go check it.
Alright, let's go.
Pause. Do you think one of your stuff is in there?
My pencil case!
Come to the Lost and Found Extravaganza this Saturday, April 25th at South Hall from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. You or a parent can come retrieve your lost item. See you there.
Last Friday, Mr. Thomas Oswald and Mr. Anthony Diaria led the student government to Ellis Island. Sari Campaverde has all the details.
I'm here on Ellis Island with student government on their first ever field trip. Leaving South's lobby at 8 a.m., the group boarded the district bus to the Valley Stream Long Island Railroad Station, from which they traveled to Penn Station. There, they headed through the subway to Battery Park Terminal for the ferry. Once en route, the group enjoyed a lax photo shoot, featuring a stunning cityscape and emboldening views of Lady Liberty. After disembarking at Ellis Island, students and faculty split into groups to walk to the National Immigration Museum. In addition to the historical overview of Ellis's early reception, subsequent renovations, and ongoing restoration, exhibits revealed traditions, writings, cultural clothing, and instruments by those who had entered in the early 20th century. The group reassembled to complete their trip in reverse order, stopping briefly for lunch at the Penn Station. The bus ride back offered students the chance to reflect.
Your trip to Ellis Island. It was like so much fun. We met so many new people. Shout out to you, William. Miss you. With some Brazilian dances. It was so fun.
Yeah, we made a lot of new friends. You know, we learned a thing or two at the museum.
It was awesome. We learned so much about the country that we didn't know and things that we aren't taught in history classes. And it was amazing for the student government's first trip.
We saw writings and quotes of the walls of family members writing to their relatives still in the native countries about the conditions in the United States, and then it was just so striking to see how then they would come to Ellis Island and be treated in perhaps much worse or equivalently disastrous circumstances.
My favorite part of the trip was definitely going on the ferry and spending time with my friends. A South field trip is always a fun field trip.
So I like the part where we went inside Ellis Island and it provided the cultural significance of how immigrants came to the country.
I learned about how there was actually a fire at Ellis Island and then they rebranded it to have fireproof buildings, which is really cool.
So I think that was a really good part.
The student government returned to South, exhausted from keeping pace with the city, yet also hopeful for building the futures laid by their ancestors. For the Falcon Report, I'm Sarai Campoverde.
On Tuesday, Mrs. Patricia Franco's College Spanish 2 students also took a trip to the National Museum of the American Indian. Giselle Taruno can exhibit all the information.
I'm here in the city where College Spanish 2's field trip is just wrapping up. The trip began with a walk over to the Valley Stream train station where students boarded the Long Island Railroad to the city. Then they walked to the museum where they began an enriching day full of Native American history, customs, and culture. Aside from the staple glass exhibits, highlights included interactive games with multiple players predicting the successful growth of plants in different seasons. And, apt for College Spanish 2, there were also a trivia game where students answered all about Native American culture in Spanish. After the students explored, they stopped by a few restaurants to get lunch and then headed back to South after a successful day of learning.
The AP exams are coming up in just 2 weeks.
Maybe that's why the weather is reflecting the cold dread in AP students' souls.
Yeah. Maybe VJ Singh can give us a warmer weekend outlook.
VJ?
Thanks, guys. The weather has been pretty cool lately. This breezy weather will continue for the next couple of days. But let's take a dive in this weekend's weather. Today will be pretty warm with a slight cool feel with temps around 59 to 62 degrees and sun all day. Looking ahead to tomorrow, it'll be rainy and cool with temps around 52 degrees. So if you're going out, be sure to have a light jacket and an umbrella. Lastly, on Sunday, we have a slight chance of some morning rain. Otherwise, it'll feel breezy and look cloudy. Highs will take a slight climb because the temperature will be around 56 to 57 degrees. That's your weather scope for this week in South. Back to you in the studio.
Our runners sure outran the competition in their last few meets.
We'll turn now to Michael Peralta to track down the information.
Michael?
Thanks, guys. Let's hear all about how the track team dusted the competition recently.
South's track and field last few meets sure had standout performances across multiple events. Starting in the sprints, Lenora Jones set the tone in the 100-meter dash, blazing to a meet best 12.1 seconds and coming first place in North High School's Invitational, just ahead of strong runs from Chloe Manning with 12.7 seconds and Sarah Young with 12.8. Lenora doubled back in the 200 as well, posting a solid 26.5 seconds, making her one of the top sprinters of the day. In the 400 meters, Samin Mir delivered an impressive performance with a leading 64.3 seconds. On the throwing side, Alana led the discus with a big 40 feet and 6 inches. On to the boys. Ethan Hines blazed through the 200 in 21.9 seconds, one of the fastest marks of the day. In the 400 meters, it was Tyler Frazier leading the charge with a 52.9 seconds, followed very closely by Andrew Reyes' 53.6. Andrew and Tyler also came second and fourth place in North's Invitational. In the 800, Corel Chance led the pack. Hunter Rush also took the shot put with big 40 feet and 3 inches throw and came 6th overall in the Invitational. Overall, South runners are soaring through the season.
And that's sports.
That's all for this edition of the Falcon Report. For Zoe Weiner, I'm Arvin Gadraj.
Have a great weekend, South. And remember, kids, Stockholm Syndrome isn't real. He's here of his own volition.